So it's been around 2 weeks since I've did any videos about smartphones, which is normally a little bit longer than usual. I normally talk about phones every week. Despite not publishing any videos about smartphones over the last 2 weeks, I still have been following what's been happening. I've been reading news about the Samsung Note 9 and about the Google Pixel 3. But the phone that's really grabbed my attention is the Pocophone by Xiaomi, the Pocophone F1. Now, I did a video about that a few weeks ago, just when it was being teased. You can see that one down here, and you can see that over the last week I've did videos mostly about audio. But the Pocophone, without doubt, is the one that keeps grabbing my attention. This phone here, the Pocophone F1, this should be, in my opinion, at the top of everyone's shopping list. If you're looking for a phone, this should be the phone that you look at first. This is less than a third of the price of the Samsung Note 9, and it will give you similar performance. This packs a Snapdragon 845. It really is amazing that they've been able to produce a phone with such an amazing specification list for such a low price. Now, I was reading on Reddit and they say it's launched in France at €329 and 369. So that's 329 for the 64GB version, 369 for the 128GB. And both of those come with 6GB of RAM. So yeah, that's there, and it sells there for €360, which is £327. So you can buy this directly from China. And you can see here, £316 if you want to buy direct from China from a shop like GearBest. But you really, at that price, you'd really be looking more to buy it direct. If you're within Europe, and there's going to be a lot of stores selling it in Europe. There's a lot of different stores that have been, that are going to be selling regional versions of the Pocophone website. I think it's better to order it via, within Europe, because you're going to get that European warranty. It's going to be honoured, and you don't have to deal with a Chinese website that doesn't actually honour the return policy. Those of you who saw my review of the Chinese phone that I bought the other month, it was broke and I told them about it, and eventually they just stopped responding to my emails. I did a PayPal refund, and 2 months later I still don't have my money. So yes, I'm all for saving money and buying phones from China, but when you're talking about the difference of £10, buy in your own region. Try and get that warranty. Now, I saw a Reddit post and they were talking about it here. Can I buy the Pocophone F1 in the UK? And people were saying here, there was a comment here, should be coming to the UK soon. Xiaomi have said they're launching in the UK in 2018 officially. Next week it's coming to Poland, Spain and France. Now that was 4 days ago and the France website is up, so it could be very, very soon. I saw someone else making a comment, I don't know if it's this page. Yeah, Xiaomi sell through the 3 network, so we might see it in the 3 network in the UK. I suspect it will be around this 300 to 325, or maybe £350 in the UK. But even at that, that is an amazing price. And if you look at all the reviews out there, they are all positive. They're all giving it 4 out of 5 stars, 9 out of 10 and all that. Very, 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 very good reviews. And it is easy to see why. I mean, I'll jump over to the website now because I've been talking about the phone. I've not showed you the phone itself. Phone-wise, yes, it's got the the notch at the top, which I don't actually have a problem with. You've got the fingerprint sensor at the back, and then there's a 12 and 5 megapixel camera. Cameras at the back, they're 12 and 5. The front camera is actually 20 megapixels. If you go down here, you can see here, the Snapdragon 845, Adreno 630, 6GB of RAM up to 128GB of storage. This also has a headphone jack, so you can see it's powered there by Type-C, speakers at the bottom. Power, volume rocker, fingerprint sensor at the back, which I like, it's kind of like the old Pixel. If I jump over to the specs page, we'll get a better look at what this is all about. So you can see there, 4000 mAh battery, quick charge 3, graphite black, steel blue, Rosso red, armoured edition. They're all really nice colours actually, I like that. And yep, specs there, USB Type-C, rechargeable battery. The armoured edition is a little bit different. So there's the camera there, AI dual rear cameras, front camera's 20 megapixels, as I said. 4K video at 30 frames per second. I would have liked 60 frames per second for the front camera and for the back camera at 1080p, but isn't there. It's got slow motion video, which I never use. So the display, 2245 by 1080 Full HD plus, 403 pixels per inch. That's really, really good. Sunlight display, night display, all these different modes. Now, it's got a headphone jack as well, which for me ticks a few boxes because it's easier for me to insert mics if I'm recording. So, yeah, this is a OnePlus rival, but this is really a rival for any other phone on the market right now because they all have Snapdragon 845s. If you're looking at any Android phone right now, any flagship phone, you're talking about a Snapdragon 845. But you look at, you know, what's coming out from Samsung, etc. They're still charging like £700 for a Samsung S9 and it has the same CPU and the same GPU as that phone. Now, you can talk about this phone doesn't have, you know, one particular thing. You could say that, you know, perhaps you prefer a particular firmware from Samsung, from HTC, from whoever. But come on. You know, I bought this last year for £600. This is nearly half the cost. And it's more powerful than the one I've got right now. So, as I said, you know, the more I look at the phone market and the more I, you know, stay in talking about this and the more I follow, the more I am inclined to not give a lot of money for a phone. I think when they started removing the removable battery, when they made the battery built in and you can't replace it, I think I really should have stopped spending any money on phones at that point because when the phone battery dies, the phone dies. And, you know, second hand, this phone, I'm probably talking £200 or something. You know, I'm not going to get a lot of money for it. And that would actually fund pretty much my purchase of this. So, yeah. I'll leave a link to this. You can check out the global page. It might be a few days before we see what's going to happen in the UK, but all the signs are pointing towards this being released in the UK domestically as well. I'm not sure about the USA, but you can still order it from Chinese websites as well. Yeah. I'll leave a link to the website. I'm not trying to sell this to you guys. I think it sells itself. You know, for the specifications that you're getting here, you're getting a flagship phone, and this is like a third of the cost, a third of the cost of a Samsung S9 Plus or a Samsung Note 9. You know, the Google Pixel is going to have the same CPU as this, and it's going to be very expensive as well, and that's going to be in the 800 to 1000 range. And I really, you know, as much as I would love to buy the Google Pixel 3, I really can't justify paying 2 to 3 times as much as this phone because this is going to give similar performance, same kind of camera quality. You know, the photos and videos are going to be very similar in quality in my opinion. Maybe, you know, the Pixel normally has the best camera of the year, but, you know, it's not night and day. You're talking a slight improvement. So, yeah, if you are looking for a phone, if you're on the lookout for a phone, or even if you're not, I would definitely look at Xiaomi's Poco. You really can't argue with the price here. And it's one thing that I wish reviewers would talk about more. You know, as much as I like a review website saying, well, this is a fantastic phone, this is a fantastic phone, they don't bring up the fact that there's phones at a third of the cost with the same specifications. And it really is hard to justify recommending a Samsung Note 9 or a Google Pixel 3 when there's phones like this at a third of the cost. Let me know what you think about it, guys. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. But for me, you know, OnePlus pushed the boundary a few years ago and released a budget phone. This takes it one step further. It's even cheaper. And there's mid-range phones with mid-range GPUs. You know, Snapdragon, the Snapdragon 6 series range. And some of those phones are more expensive than this. Let that sink in. Thanks for watching, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. And I do apologise I've not done any videos about smartphones over the last few weeks, but I will bring some more to you over the next few weeks. And chat more about some of the phones that I've been looking at. So, yes, this should be top of your shopping list. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Take care.